Alright, I guess we're live right now. Holy shit, 3 viewers already. This is a new record in the Zokolov land. Welcome! Thank you for joining me. This is the first time I'm joining. Oh, Roma and Victor, I see you there already. How are you doing? Let me just switch over from the media source. Going blind for a second. To a window capture. Yay, can you see it? Okay, should be visible now. From what I'm thinking doing from now on every Sunday for as long as I can keep it up, going to be streaming progress on my game development. And yes, I'm doing like a 2D shooter, very retro like graphics, but hopefully not so retro like gameplay. Going to be streaming the progress of that every Sunday at about around this time. Might also try to set up a consistent stream schedule for other stuff too, like let's play, like Nuzlocke let's plays, or even progress on my new videos, which I'm hoping to do at some point. I think the first thing that we're gonna, oh yeah, and just let me know if like any technical problems or audio glitches or something like that, because I'm keeping an eye on my stream here, keeping an eye on the chat also, but yep, that's me, alright, Phoenix Sanshu Trashcan Man. Really should set up a more consistent identity for my channel. Do I want to be Trashcan Man or Sanshu Man? Or just something like the letter Z or something corny like that. Yeah, let me know if there's any technical problems, and I'll start off this Sunday stream by letting you see my progress. I'm gonna try to play this game, the content that I have now from beginning to end, like the content that works anyway. Alright, oh shit, yeah. First thing I have to do, I'll show you here, all the secret code. Do I want to be cute or true to your identity? My identity is nothing to write home about, to be honest. Cuteness is always a more attractive draw to people. Let's see, what is the room that I start from? Or hospital. I actually have a main menu coded up. I wonder if I could. Oh wait, no, I don't have to play through here. I can play the version that I have on my computer. All right, and now let's switch to window capture to show. Sorry, this is like the first time I've streamed in a year, so there might be some slowness, but all right. Woo, we're on. You get it better centered there. Automod, hello, message for reason, identity, allow it, we'll post a chat. I don't know, man, you stick some anime blush lines in a trash can and that's already someone's waifu. Not mine or anything. Damn, Twitch doesn't allow the word waifu to be in chat by default. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I could make the trash can icon cuter, or I could like make like head tracking software and commission someone to draw an anime girl. I'm gonna become a VTuber or something like that. But that's gonna be a plan for another day. Let's play the game. Ooh, new game. Here's my title screen, very, very haphazardly put together. I wanted to like release this last Friday to put it on itch.io, and I just thought like, oh shit, I can't have just a black screen in the title screen, so I need something at least. You know, and this is a sci-fi themed game, so space. I don't know. Weeps do belong in the trash. Agreed. They can come out of the trash once they learn to be better human beings. New game! Ooh, that's loud. Probably not as loud on your end, but hey, we got music. I need to take my headphones off, actually. The music is so goddamn loud. Here is the first screen of level 3 in my game. I made level 3 first because I'm using the lessons I learned from the master John Romero, co-creator of Doom himself, who said that you should always make the first level last. So the levels you make first are good, like middle levels, like the ones that people don't care so much about. People always remember the first levels and last levels the most. Thank you very much, Roma. Now, you can see all the delicious frames of animation in my walk cycle. There's 4 in every direction, which is less than in the Game Boy Color game from 2000, like at least some of the more high-end ones, like Shantae or Metal Gear Ghost Babel. But I'm not focusing on the graphics until I get an actual professional artist to work on my games in the distant future. Right now, I want to focus on the gameplay. So what you can do right now here is shoot, melee, roll, which allows you to dodge. Shots, it doesn't give you iframes, which seems to be something that everybody is literally asking. Like, is it a, you know, like a Platinum Games roll where you can just avoid everything? Does the character have a name? Not at the moment. Like, I'm gonna go with the Doom inspiration here too. Like, you know, in Doom you are the Space Marine, so here you are just a mechanic. A space station mechanic. Sorry, drink some water. Space station mechanic with a cute little waddle posted on. A space station that comes under some issues with monsters invading. Now, that's a very corny description already, but I'm gonna have a slightly more... I don't even want to say original, but slightly different story than what you might expect. But right now, that's not the main focus of the game. So if you want to imagine no plot at all, or just a simple, like, oh, there are monsters and we need this guy to kill them. This working class hero here to kill them. Then that's fine already. You see these different enemies here, like these. I've created, I think, 90% of all the enemies, all the basic enemies that the game is gonna have. But the levels that I have now won't, of course, feature them. Some enemies are animated from every direction, but like these guys only have the front-facing sprites. They're a lot of work already. So what I have now is just your basic grunt enemies. Most of them only have melee or like weak projectile attacks. Oh, look at that. That right there is the security drone, which I've programmed to actually attack monster type enemies. Like, because I wanted to have monster infighting, but I wanted to have a more logical reason for them to do it. And one thing I had in mind was that since this is a space station with some advanced security technology, then why not, you know, make that a threat as well, not just for you, but the other monsters. And these guys are actually a pain in the ass to fight, I noticed, because I made their bullets like pierce through you, like they penetrate through the player, which means they do damage every frame that the bullet is in contact with you. Now the damage decreases by every like step of the game, which is 60 per second that it goes through you, but it's still like it will kill you in like 2 shots. So you need to be smart with it. These are just like the Goomba enemies. Like, they're not much. Mostly they do melee, but they have a chance to actually do, like, throw projectiles at you and shit. And our objective right now in this hospital level, which you probably wouldn't even be able to tell if it weren't for the signs, is to right now just find the keycard and get the hell out of there, which I know is not a very original premise, but this drone's Dalek inspired in terms of design. Cool design. Wait, thank you. not Dalek inspired, but that's just ended up being like an accidental resemblance. Needle like says, "I'll draw anything if you want. Just hit me up if you want a commission. Nothing too time sensitive." I've seen your art and it's really good. I don't know if like I'll have the necessary funds for that, to be honest. Like I don't want to like make free people do free work for me, but we'll discuss that offline. I might actually need you and maybe some other artists online for at least doing like title screens or something like that, or like intermission screens that could be just like one image instead of a black screen. Even though I created all of this myself, I'm not really much like a drawer, an artist myself. You can clearly tell that from the enemies. But doing pixel art is really fun. Like I haven't really done that before this, but just taking like Photoshop and mouse and doing things one by one like per pixel is surprisingly fun. One problem that I had early on in development is that I created the weapons, like you see in the corner there, to be much more high res than anything else in the game, so I had to really downscale them so that they don't look as good here, but let's see. Oh yeah, and we even have an upgrade menu here. They look slightly better here. This was a pain in the ass to implement, and even now it doesn't work really properly. Like there's no mouse interface for this menu, and there's just a gray thing, like an overlay here. But the fact that you can actually go through the menu and upgrade every weapon with 1 or 2 upgrades is like pretty awesome already. Every weapon has either an alternative fire mode, which you can activate with right click, or like a way to make your normal bullets better. Do more damage, more accuracy, whatever. And the version I'm playing now is available on my itch.io. I can put a link here as well, so you can see it out yourself. So I'm not showing every single line of text I have, but let's see. What should I get? I'm gonna get an alternate fire for the nail gun to shoot like bigger and more tougher nails. Oh, and the flamethrower alternate fire. If you're gonna play through this, definitely get that. We'll be able to create fireballs, which are like little miniature grenades. Yeah, and actually now might be a good chance to show off my weapons. So we get this, like a basic pistol type thing, which I don't have any ammo for. No, okay, now I do. You know, it's slow. It doesn't do much damage. Oh, damn, my first spammer. Hold on. I have to do something about this right away. I'm basically famous now. Exactly. Alright. Banned. Amazing. That was such a satisfying feeling. I hope that happens again. More porn bots, please. I'll take that as a good sign. Rest in peace, RB Scotland 107. Although, what if there were actually like someone watching and really being like, "Hey, you want to become famous? Here's a surefire way to do that." Okay, get your basic pistol. You get a nail gun, which is like kind of like an SMG. Scotland forever. Freedom. Your basic like SMG. You got this laser shotgun here, which is probably one of my favorites because it's like this guy's bullets, it actually goes through the enemies, which allows you to kill like 3 of them at the same time. Got this, the plasma rifle, which as you can see is the same sprite as the plasma pistol. Like with the bullets, it just shoots faster. Kind of a cop-out, but with the upgrades, it has more of an identity. Then we got a flamethrower. Also one of my favorites, because just for the sheer killing power alone. Oh, yeah. These are the my famous 159 IQ puzzles that I've implemented in the game. Oh, there's a wall of fire in my way. What to do? Oh, I'll throw a box in the way. This is like baby's first game puzzle logic, but It's just kind of like a example of what you could have here. Yeah, Dead Space was definitely an inspiration for this. Because, you know, you're a mechanic there. You can upgrade weapons, and it's on a space station. I think the story that I'm going to have is very different from Dead Space, but overall, that's... If you can recognize that as an influence, then my job is done. Like, that was definitely something I took something from. Doom is another one, and then there's this game called Sea Dogs, which is old classic freeware top-down shooter, which you could play co-op, that I really liked. At least in terms of like graphics and gameplay, it's kind of similar, but that one has procedurally generated levels, which I don't really like. I mean, it's an easy way to make a lot of content really fast, but they kind of look boring, to be honest, and I wanted each level here to have a unique identity and like feel handcrafted for the experience. Okay, so now I have the flamethrower and I have the alternate fire mode. Let's see what it does. Nice. The roll animation is adorable. This is like the laziest shit. Like, I was doing an animation where he actually rolls, like he would curl up. But eventually I just created this Metroid-inspired morph ball animation because you're only gonna see it for less than a second. Why bother make anything better? Ah, these guys are one of my favorite enemies because since they can actually shoot projectiles, they're a bit tougher. Like, one of those is nothing, but when you are up against like 3 or 4 of those, they're actually kind of a challenge. But okay, this weapon is fun because it uses the same fuel as a flamethrower, but you can freeze enemies. And they stay like that for a decent amount of time. Like a pretty... Makes it easier for you, because if they got up in like 1 second, it would be kind of frustrating and this would be a pointless weapon. Yeah, with the weapon selection, like I wanted to... A lot of this game has these gaming's generic cliches that I love and unironically love and I want to have included in my game. At the same time, I don't want to have a totally standard weapon selection. Like I want things that a futuristic space station mechanic could feasibly have. Like this is like some sort of welding tool that's modified into a pistol. A nail gun is obvious. A flamethrower and a freezing gun can even be used for like some whatever purpose. But of course then you have grenade launchers, which... Let's get all of them into one group and I'll demonstrate. Which does what you expect. Blows the fuck out of them. Okay, my aim was bad. That'd be fun to design use cases for. Maybe a fast anime that's hard to do without freezing it or something. That's a good idea. See, I'm so glad I did the stream. I'm already getting some great suggestions. Like, if you see that some enemies actually... Well, this is a bad example because these enemies don't. But some enemies flash red when I'm shooting at them, which is a subtle way to tell the player that, like, hey, you're doing super effective damage. Because I wanted some enemy types to take more damage from certain ammo and some, like, less. For example... yeah, these are glowing red because the plasma rifle and the plasma pistol are like their weaknesses. Because, I don't know, it fries their circuitry, I don't care. But at the same time, if you try to shoot them with the nail gun, it takes a bit longer to kill them. Well, not this guy, but he was already weakened. And at the same time, these guys are organic, so they take more damage from the nail gun. Oh, the alt fire is pretty sick. Or the flamethrower. I think the flamethrower sound effect is a bit annoying. Like, a lot of stuff here doesn't still have sound yet. It's very much a work in progress. And I was looking for good sound effects. I like this one, and I especially like the laser shotgun. Like, yeah, it sounds like a laser shotgun, basically. And the nail gun is pretty satisfying. But then there's some that are kind of like, I don't really know. And the music has a very space-like vibe, which I really dig. See, you are in a hospital. Okay, here comes my favorite enemy so far. Oh yeah, those enemies, it's a bit hard to tell, I think, but they're like mutated scientists slash researchers or doctors or whatever. I haven't actually decided yet. Because the story of this game... Oh shit. The plasma ball. Easily my favorite dude. Because he has actually like better AI than some of the others. And he's just tougher in general. Okay, now I can talk. Yeah, I'm glad you were able to tell that they're lab coats. But the premise of the game is that it's a space station, as I said, but recently some sort of space probe or spaceship that's come back from somewhere far away. You know, basic sci-fi shit. It has come back and has brought some kind of a fungus with it. I just love saying that word. Fungus. Fungus with it that has spread all over the station and has caused things to mutate, has caused these creatures to emerge from it. Like, these are all like things that have just gained consciousness from the slime or whatever. Like, which I'm kind of trying to tell through environmental storytelling by having them melt when they die. Just melt into a puddle. Which would imply that their composition is not very stable. And we're approaching the end of this level. Okay, I need a bit more health. Shit. The drops are random, so... They took a trip to US and changed permanently. I've lived there, so I don't know what's that referencing, but... That's pretty funny. Ooh, hospital complete. Yeah, this is the intermission. Whoa, kills 103%. I think I have a minor miscalculation here. Or else I'm just that much of a pro gamer. This is the intermission screen that could use some art. Like just whatever image that represents the game to have in the background, like with a filter on top of it. Hint hint needle-like. Level 4, Biodome. And these guys too are like... I'm imagining that they've risen from the slime or whatever, or emerged from the sewers of Uvascula, I guess. Just crap on Uvascula sometimes, just memeing on the city I was born in. Bit of an in-joke. That's funny. Uvascula is actually one of my favorite Finnish cities. Like, I went for a road trip with my friends last summer and everybody seemed to agree, like, this is like a postcard city. Like, it's so beautiful with the lake in the center of the city, and like just the city center's design is really nice. Of course, that's summer. I don't know. Winter could be like awful. I really enjoy this level because it's like a very open-ended. Like, there's not much corridors like in the last one. Ooh, slime balls. And it actually looks like sort of like a forest-like thing. And you can actually hide behind the trees, or you can hide enemies that can ambush you behind them, which is the glory of doing level design. The story reason for having a forest in the freaking space station is, I guess, that, you know, you would need some place to generate oxygen and grow food in. Ooh. Energy worms. They're kind of transparent, but you can't really see it. I think I should decrease the alpha a bit to make that more clear. Slime boyos, yes. I already recorded some really gross sound effects for the slime. I have just haven't implemented them. Also, all the enemies actually, like, you can't really hear the... Yeah, I don't know if you heard the death sound, but like the aggro sound, the death sound, the pain sound, they're all recorded by me and just edited with some Audacity magic. Then there's I recorded my dog's like various vocalizations because he's a French bulldog and he makes some really strange sounds sometimes. Oh shit, out of fuel. Into the game, and I'm gonna use that for some enemies too, because if you like lower the pitch, he really sounds like a demon sometimes. You don't even need to lower the pitch. He's a demon in terms of personality and appearance. The way those wormy enemies have their mouths open makes them look very jolly. I'm gonna be honest, some of these enemies are really cute. I don't even want to kill them sometimes. I need more ammo. Okay, I know where to go. Since I designed this level, I was having some people beta test this, well, or early alpha test this or whatever, a while back, and I was a bit afraid, like, how much do I have to guide them? How much do I have to tell them, like, where to go? Because they seem to be getting the hang of it pretty quickly. But I still had to, like, say, okay, maybe now turn to the right. Ah, the window to space. Doesn't really look like a window yet, but I need to improve that a bit. Yeah, so I wasn't really sure if they're gonna be able to understand what to do, and that's always been my fear, that somebody will just grab this game and be like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, what is the purpose? What should I do? Okay, let's melee this guy. Ah, they hit it so hard. Ooh, break boxes. The materials that you get from these are used for the upgrades, like right now. Ooh, nice. Right now I can just update weapons, but I'm gonna have the next thing I'm gonna program into the game are suit upgrades. Thank you, Roma. Like, I tried to make this intuitive enough. Okay, so you mentioned seeing on Twitter those suit upgrades, so I'm gonna demonstrate a couple of those. Right now I just bind them to specific keys because I haven't figured out a way to actually, like, how should the player trigger them. But anyway, you have the Daka suit, or the fire suit here. Just shoot fucking fire everywhere. I love it. I don't know why, but it's just so cool. I need to show it against some enemies. Come at me. Some of these make the game like way too easy, but they're generally supposed to have like a longer cooldown and only used in like very dire situations. Right now I'm just messing with them. And it sounds really annoying. Thank you, that is great. Then there's this ghost suit. You can just go through walls. Like, you can't shoot, but it has the advantage that you can still pick up items and enemies will be unaware of your presence. Let's see, there should be a dude here. Ah, the blue ball. One day I'll be able to go back. See, he's just chilling. He doesn't know shit. But as soon as I take this off, whoop! But I also have this. I'm gonna become a big boy. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to say, like, if that guy gets close to you, he, she, they will explode. I wish I could have some like cool sound effect for the bullets and the explode, like the charging up, but I haven't come up with anything yet. I can just out juke this dude for a while. Bye. Yeah, this one makes you slow and big, but at the same time makes you very chunky and thick, which protects you from damage. And you can, when you melee, you can just create explosions. And you do damage just by like walking into enemies, which is pretty great. I'd say this is probably like the least useful of the ones I created so far, but I just like the visual of the huge dude. And then there's this one, which not only makes you faster, but makes your firing speed like insane. Roma says, I think if you want to balance the Daka suit, you can attach some heat meter mechanic to it, where you use it too long, it'll make you take DOT, or maybe balance its high damage by making you extra squishy, so basically a glass kind of suit. Yeah, not a bad idea. Like, obviously I'm gonna have the thing so that you can't use these in succession too many times. Like, there should be a global cooldown. But your idea is also good. Like, in addition to that, I could have a meter and maybe make it last, because right now it lasts for 45 seconds. You can see it in the corner there. But that's a long time when I think about it. Like, it's insane how much stuff could happen in 45 seconds in this game, especially because it's pretty fast paced. I deliberately made the player character move really fast in comparison to the enemies, because I want to make it feel fast, similar to like how And if you haven't read Masters of Doom yet, I highly recommend it. Like, it's a book about the development of Doom, and they really wanted to make the player feel fast as they like smoothly glided over the through the maps when they were making that game. And they didn't have much of a frame of reference because it was one of the first first-person shooters. And we're done. No secrets found. This is straight up taken from Doom also, like the kills and secrets. And the upgrades are like something... Right now I've just hard-coded that you already have them, but in general you should like find them first before you can activate them. And that was it. That was the game so far, but I have actually made a third level that's not part of that package. I'll just need to trigger it from Game Maker. And I also don't have a music for it, so guess I'm gonna have to talk more. My mouth is already dry. Nah, I'm fine. Okay, so here's Game Maker. How did I make the other? Nope, not that one. Hold on a sec. I need to like be able to show the Made with Game Maker Studio window in my with OBS, but it's this one I think. Okay, let's see. Do we see anything? Widescreen? Good, I think. Oh, except it doesn't actually do anything. What if I close? Sorry, you're gonna be blind for a little bit. Actually, yeah, let's temporarily put this back. Okay, so you have at least something to look at while I ramble on here and try to figure out how this works. Oh yeah, I don't have to use window capture. I can use game capture also, or if that doesn't work, yeah, sorry about the flashbang. All right, yep, working. Now to turn this off and put this back on, and there you go. Like, I prefer the black screen of Dash to the white screen of Dash, to be honest, but I guess I'm a racist like that. Anyway, this is going to be the 5th level of the game, which is the factory level. Doesn't really look like much yet, and there's no music, but it has some really cool features that I will show you soon. Also, if there's any sound, let me know. Not hearing anything like right now. Oh, yeah, I know why. Because I have probably this Made with Game Maker Studio set ridiculously low. No? Yeah, these are I mean, in my head I imagine these are like the cleaner robots, like they roam around the space station and they clean up the shit as they do, but some mysterious flaw in their AI is making them try to clean you. Oh. Okay, yeah, I'm hearing stuff, but not the weapon sounds for some reason. You all know what it sounds like. Bit more cool stuff here, like I have explosive barrels. Great. Must have in every game. I have these little traps, these acid pools, which do damage if you walk over them. I haven't figured out a good way to show like the player doing damage, because I don't know if there should be a stun thing, like you're stunned for like half a second if you take damage, or is that gonna be just too annoying? Like, I hope the white flash is a good enough indicator that you're taking damage. That's something that really needs to be decided soon, I think, because taking damage is a pretty key aspect of gameplay. Yes! Classics of gameplay, the exploding barrels, I agree. Oh, secret rooms. Here comes the first puzzle that actually might require you to like kind of not necessarily think, but it forces you to. Okay, I'm dying actually. Let me show you another weapon that I have. Oh, after I respawn. Except if I respawn, there's gonna be a glitch in this game. So I'm gonna have to close this for a second and rerun. But yeah, I'm trying to develop this game pretty regularly. I'm gonna post updates to itch.io, so you know you can have the latest package to download and play. I'm just babbling on until I get that back online. And I think I'm gonna have Windows and Mac version first. Like I have a Mac that I can use to compile a workable version. I have GameMaker has the license that allows me to do so. And theoretically it could work on Linux as well, but sounds like a lot of work on my end, which I don't want to do. Okay, so just a sec while I get this back online. Showing up yet? Oh, yeah, need to do this first. Okay, as soon as I'm okay, I'm going to show Linux users are used to getting shafted. Yeah, I really want to support them. It's just that I really need to make the effort of installing Linux on one of my computers and then compiling it there. Seems like a lot of work. So this weapon, the energy shield, as you can see, it continuously drains my energy, but the benefit is worth it. Like you won't take any damage at all. And it has a nice alternate fire, which I haven't installed yet, but since I have this menu, I can just do it right now. Oops, not that. Fuck. I fucked myself over. I used all my resources to the wrong one. Oh well, you'll see it soon. As soon as I gather enough materials. I'm bad at my own game. Okay. Running it again. Okay. There. Now it should be back online. So before I do anything, energy shield, alternate fire upgrade. Yes. And now I can show you what it does. It breaks the shield, but it makes like this kind of shockwave thing happen, which is really cool. Oh, fuck. I'm trying to show you guys the reason why I can't just reload in this level because of my own programming ineptitude, but the reason for that is apparent soon. Alright. I'm gonna just activate the freaking ghost suit and send Robot to Zokolov 0. That thing is a nightmare. Like, I specifically made it to be like that. But when my own game has a bug in the respawn feature, it's really annoying to deal with. Like, real players won't have as much trouble with it than I have. This thing is the bane of my existence. I'm gonna have to nerf it just for the purpose of this thing. Okay. So you have a door, and you have a button that you need to stand on to open the door. But you have to stand on it, or else you won't be able to go through. What do? I mean, with the ghost suit, I can just go through anyway, but you're not gonna have it for this level yet. So, those who paid attention in class earlier remember the brilliant flamethrower box puzzle. You can actually throw boxes on buttons if they land. Okay, I need to deal with these assholes first. Sentry robot, you're not ruining this run. Oh, accidentally closed the window for a second. Nice. If you kill an enemy like right on top of the button, that also works. Because I wanted to have alternate solutions for this, but boop! Look at that. Beautiful. Even has different sprites for button being pushed down and the not pushed down. The return of the bugs, the cubening. Thank you, Roma. So yeah, this room has all kinds of shit, including these new kinds of zombie dudes who actually have rifles. Now, why would they be at a factory? Stay tuned for whenever this game comes out so to find out. But yeah, there is a story reason for that as well. As soon as we kill the sentry drone, I'm going to show you the next amazing feature in the game. Oh, didn't die yet. Ah, finally. I really hate that guy. So first let's open the road. Yep. The hot and spicy lore is... This is just the beginning, my friends. So here we have another kind of plasma ball, but this one has a different color. Because as we all know, you can judge someone's moral leanings based on their color. No, but it's just a convenient shorthand to show that this guy is friendly. Look at that. Follows you around and, more importantly, fucks up everyone who tries to mess with you. Actually doesn't do very well with melee enemies because they come so close that it's hard for it to shoot them, but looks like it's working fine. Nice. I don't have to do anything. Let my friend, this energy ball here, just take care of everything. And this one doesn't explode, so because I think that would be really frustrating for the players. Look at that. It's just too OP. Nerf plasma ball because he's taking you down. Alright, deal with these guys also. Nothing doing. My plasma ball is just too OP, and it doesn't take damage from these acid pools, unlike me. Oh, yep, yeah, that was horrible. You take damage every frame you stand there, so avoid those when you get this game. When you download it from Steam and itch.io, whenever it comes out. This is really optimistic, but I'm intending to have the game released for March 18th, my birthday of 2021. Oh, you killed my friend! These sentry drones. I created them and I hate their guts. Their non-existent robot guts. Fuck you. Okay, I'm gonna have to speed run through this next time. They got Octagon. Octagon! Octagon. I'm in front of the enemy sentry. Alright. I'm gonna speed run through this so you can at least see the ending of this level. There. And first I'm gonna ghost things. I could also use this little speed suit, but that actually would probably mean I will just get killed by these drones again. Or some of the other enemies. Like, there are some enemies in here that are pains in my various asses to deal with. Okay. I think I'm good enough to kill this thing. Okay, why not just use this? Oh, that's why. Oh! Love can really bloom on the battlefield. And so can my hate for these infernal sentry drones. Okay, one more time. If I can't show you, then it doesn't matter. Like, I already shown you the cool features that I have so far. Like, the rest is just kind of things that I did and I want to show off. Sentry bots 3, Zokolov 0. God damn it. Okay. Let's effing go! It's a Christian stream. Oh, actually, I don't have to change anything from OBS. Like, it automatically detects that I'm playing this thing. Oh yeah, these zombies are mechanics like me, as you could probably guess from the color of the uniforms. But they were too stupid to wear a helmet, I guess, or whatever the low reason is. Okay, I want to release my body, so I'm gonna still try to kill that thing, but... Oh. Yes, finally. Armor. Yeah, let's go, buddy. Don't get caught in the walls or you'll show the flaws in my programming. Oh yeah, right. Puzzle time. Toss. Right. Okay, kill them. And I'll watch and be with you in spirit. This is like gonna be, if you don't... So if you somehow miss... Yes, he's finally getting his revenge. If you somehow miss this friendly dude, then this is gonna be like a gauntlet. You just have to go through like harder and harder enemies. If you hear some weird noise in the background, it's just my dog. Okay, this is all good, but I'm gonna die, so... I still programmed this thing to follow me even with the ghost suit, because it's just less annoying that way. It's not a bug, it's literally a feature. Okay. Kill this. And I want to kill the sentry drone before it kills Octagon. My robot buddy. Oh, but I can't shoot with this. But I have another idea. I'm just gonna shoot faster and move faster so I can dodge the bullets. Fuck! The power of friendship usually wins, but not this time. Sorry, man. He'll be here in the next playthrough. Okay, we got one enemy left. Oh, but you can't resist. Oh, I can't get through. I need the green key. I know these key card puzzles have been old for the past 30 years or whatever, but in the beginning they exist mainly because... projectile dudes. They exist mainly because they're easy to program in, and I want to, like, sort of ease the player in with, like, familiar stuff before hitting them with some new stuff that they've never seen. I won, but at what cost? The life of beloved Octagon. Okay, supply room. Ooh. Somebody did something nasty to this person. He's got, or she's got bullet holes on their body. I wonder why, since there are no monsters that shoot human bullets. Interesting. Find out later. Okay, I think I've spoiled too much already. Like, anyone who's ever played a video game is probably able to understand what's going on here, but let's just pretend I didn't say too much. But now I have the green key, and doors open. Let's go. Yeah, you actually have to press space next to the door and not the wall texture that shows the green key. Now this is another one of those enemies that are supposed to be slightly tougher from normal. Not only does it shoot randomly, but its bullets create acid pools on the ground. And if it hits you, it does a ton of damage because the acid pool takes a while before it fades away. But it's slow. Oh, and it has a really cool thing that I want to show you. Come on. Do it. If you let it get too close... Okay, it's not doing it. I might have to wear something else in the energy shield. Okay, it's not doing it now. But it has a melee attack as well. Like, that's another fun thing to implement. Enemies with different sorts of attacks. Like both projectile and melee, or maybe like both at the same time. Oh, did I comment that out? I can't remember. But it still doesn't stand up to grenades. And does the game crash if you press this? Yep, it does. It totally does, because I haven't actually programmed that part yet. Oh, it doesn't... Okay, it doesn't show up on the stream, but basically I haven't programmed the thing that this is supposed to do. So, it just crashes. But anyway, those are all the levels I have so far. Let's change the window to show what I want to show, which is Game Maker Studio, the software that I used to create this game with. Done. Here's the game so far. Oh wait, it's totally not. Okay, there we go. Thank you, thank you. For the rest of this stream, I'm going to be embarrassing myself, and probably will have to hand my programmer cards next, because I'm going to actually do some coding while eating my healthy grapes and water. Now, what I'm going to do this stream, I think, is implement the last remaining enemy. And by watching the stream, you basically already spoiled yourself on the game, but Not really. Like, there's more complicated stuff coming. But one of the enemies that I'm gonna have, not this one. Oh wait, I haven't been using a different. Roma says, "No worries. I don't know jack about coding besides a high school course I took, so I can't judge." Thank you. But I know for a fact that at least earlier on there was a programmer who was probably better than me, and also an artist in the chat. So she will probably be able to tell that I'm fucking things up. I know this is a framework that she probably hasn't used, but still, a lot of this stuff is very similar to other programming languages. But first I have to pull the latest changes from Git, because I used 2 computers to develop this. Oh, wait, no. Everything is there. Oh, that's right. It's in the sprites. Enemy. Let's see. Oh, you can't even see everything that's happening on the screen. I wonder if I can do something about that. Just shrink this down a bit. Okay, there we go. If there's anything relevant, I'll zoom in a bit more. So we have enemy number 12 here, which is the last of the non-boss enemies. And yes, we're gonna have bosses later. This dude, who looks very similar to this zombified assault rifle / plasma rifle dude. Now, why would these upstanding security guards be enemies in the game? Who knows? It's a mystery. Anyway, I've, like the Corona warriors, the fact that you were able to tell that they have a gas mask on, bravo. Like, I showed this to my girlfriend, and she said, "Huh, that's cool." And I asked, "Can you tell that they have gas masks on?" And she said no. But I think that was not the complete version yet. Oh, that's way too fast. Yeah, these characters actually have sprites from every direction. Still only 4 frames for every direction because I'm a lazy fuck. And I see some dead pixels also, but in general, I like the simplicity of the sprite and the animation here. Now you're going to be fighting these dudes, which means we get to program the AI for them. I say AI in huge quotes. Yeah, the little oxygen thing on the side is, but exactly, and I like the fact that it's on different sides based on the direction and not on the same side, because I'm not that bad of an artist that I would just put it on the same side on every direction. And yeah, I tried to make these oh, there's no mouse on the OBS thing, but I tried to make the eye holes also look very gas mask like, with a little white glint there. So yeah, we are going to program the AI. And we have all our... I'm going to explain. I'm going to do some Game Maker 101 here. Well, not even Game Maker 101, just Game Development 101? I don't know. I can't even say that I'm an expert here, so I'm going to stop mansplaining to you. I'm just going to show you how I've implemented it. So every enemy object is a child of object called pEnemy, which like has all the different dudes and dudettes as its children. And every step, pEnemy will execute its state. And it can have multiple kinds of state. It can be idle, so it's not moving. It can like wander around. It can chase the player. It can attack, etc., etc. And corresponding to every state, we have scripts. Now, some enemies repeat their actions. Like obviously, idle is just do nothing. So we don't need to have a unique idle state for every enemy. But other enemies are slightly more different, like in how they behave, with different kinds of AI, different attack modes. Some do melee, some do projectile damage, and some just have different sorts of behavior. So they need to have unique scripts written for them. So I'm going to write the scripts for my security guard, Corona warrior enemy. I think I'm going to call them guard functions. Actually, first I will create the object. So we'll make an object that we're going to have in our game. Objects are like the basic things in the game that we will drag into the level here. GameMaker really makes development a lot simpler than if you were using like Unreal Engine or whatever. Actually, I haven't seen the development tools for that, but I've done game development with like Lua, with just the text editor. And it's a bit tedious sometimes to keep like running it and refreshing to see what has changed. But with this level editor, it's really cool to create levels and drag things there and see what happens. Just a lot of fun. But yeah, objects are enemies, game objects, like all the plants and pickups and all that kind of stuff. So object to enemy 12 will have basic sprite to be this this fella, SPR enemy 12. How does it compare to something like Unity? A lot of indie devs use Unity too. Yeah, GameMaker is really like baby's first game development tool. Even compared to Unity, like Unity has also like this window where you can like see the 3D graphics in one window while you do the coding in another, but it's more used for 3D, while GameMaker is strictly for 2D development. And GameMaker is a lot more simplified. Like Unity is used in a lot of professional, both indie devs and even like AAA games nowadays. But GameMaker is still kind of very indie. A lot simpler, a lot of things in the background have been simplified. There's even like, you can even make games with this without coding at all, with just drag and drop features, but it doesn't really carry you so far. Whereas GameMaker's, like with Unity, like you actually have to code and you have to know about coding, and there are so many different functions with Unity compared to GameMaker, which has a lot less. And at the same time, a lot of functions have already been pre-built with GameMaker to allow you to more effectively focus on your design and your basic development. Like you don't have to calculate like every pixel yourself. Like when it comes to collisions, for example, GameMaker does a lot of that already. Okay, so this will be a P enemy. Actually, no, it will be a P robot, or that should probably say like, because like I said earlier, monsters can infight with each other, they can try to kill each other, and the way I determine that in the code is just to see if they're on the P monster or P robot side, because so far all the non-monsters are just robots, but this dude will also fight on the robot side of things, so he will not be targeted by the security drones or the cleaner drones, for story-related reasons. Okay, and I will inherit this thing, so I will have the default code of P enemy, but it will have its own unique things here. So I'll just copy paste this stuff here and into the create event of objective enemy 12. So here we have first, like, we need to decide what's the default behavior for our enemy. I'm gonna put idle because I will have them just stand around until they are triggered and go into aggro mode. And the basic move sprite will be something that I forgot the name of already. Not scripts, sprites. Very different. So SPR enemy 12 run. Now the attack sprite can be just the basic default sprite. SPR enemy 12. Some of the enemies, for example, the green dude who spits hot plasma at you, has like this unique sprite where their eyes turn red and they open their mouth, preparing for my large weapon. They open their mouth to attack. But I think this security guard dude will just stand still and the bullet will come from his weapon. Like, I don't need anything more fancier than that. If the face was actually visible, I could have like it grimacing or something like that. while shooting, but this is enough for me. And these other sprites, I have not drawn them yet, so we won't have them actually do anything yet. The green boy is looking kind of buff. The first thing my girlfriend said when I showed this to her is like, wow, this enemy has definitely skipped leg day, and not just once. I don't know what that says about me in the Freudian sense, but I always like to draw dudes with like really broad shoulders. It's just a really fun way to draw, I think. Enemy 12. Where was I? Enough about my enough about speculation about my possible sexuality. I'm perfectly comfortable with how I am right now. Okay, yeah, now we can actually make this script. So it will have idle, which is pretty easy. I've already done that. So I can just copy paste it mostly from the spitter script, which will be spitter idle here. I will explain what this code does once I actually get to writing it for the guard. Let's do guard idle. I already forgot, did I capitalize it? Yes, I did. Probably shouldn't have, because it's a function and it should not have... It should be like in totally lowercase, like, or at least like the first letter should be lowercase, but who cares? Thank you, Roma. Okay, so you'll have the idle script. Wait. Okay, I have to check again. If I had more monitors, like 3 monitors, because I need one to check on the chat and the stream and one here, so if I had more I could check on the names of the variables. Yeah, actually it doesn't have SPR idle, so let's make that also. This is just in case we want to change the attack sprite later. Okay, cool. It will be this. Image speed will be 0. But actually, like the spitter dude, the green boy, the buff boy, will just normally stand around. But maybe I want this dude to slowly turn around while he's still. I'm going to show you how it will look like. SPR 12. It'll just be like this, basically. A bit faster, maybe. 5 frames per second. Ah, no, that looks horrible. Okay, whatever. 2 frames per second. Yeah, this is fine. So, in their normal default state, if you can see them from a distance and they're not shooting at you or shooting at some monsters yet, they'll just look like this. Except, yeah, I'm going to put image speed to 0.5, so it'll actually be 1 frame a second. Or I could just put it to 1 and put it as 1.0. How does this look, actually? Now, this might actually be better. You spin me right round. Okay, guard functions. Here. Let's maybe put 0.7. And then... Okay, yeah. Almost forgot. Every enemy needs to have variables, like basic variables that determines how much health they have, how fast they run, etc., etc. So enemy HP. I had this written down somewhere, but I don't want to open the... whatever. I have a design doc in Google Drive, which I will, for obvious reasons, not show here. It's all top secret stuff, believe me. But I have a design doc on Google Drive where I have written down like already basically like what I want their health to be and so on. Of course, that will most likely change because when I'm actually playing the game and testing it out, I might adjust it. I think the classified Zokolov files, highly classified. Or maybe I'll make that some kind of perk, like, hey, you paid for this much for the game, so you can look at the design docs. Yeah, interesting. It has all the cool stuff, like, hey, this character should have 100 health instead of this character who has only 90. Highly interesting. Okay, but let's make their health be 100 because they're supposed to be like equivalent to you. Actually, no. Let's make it 110. They're like you, but just better in every way. They ate their protein, okay? So they can take more hits. Knockback 5. This doesn't really matter. It's just like how much knockback they're. If they were melee enemies, this would determine how far back you would fly if they hit you with a melee attack. But because the bullets will have their own knockback attributes, then this is kind of irrelevant. Although, actually, I think I will. Yeah, a guard soldier enemy would be better armored than an engineer. But at the same time, our engineer is a bit tougher than the normal ones, so just make him a little bit better. I think I will have this dude have a melee attack, but that's going to become a thing later. Damage, again, doesn't matter. I guess I could write the basic melee damage. 15. A lot of it has to do also with like the distance. And the bullets will have their own damage values or whatever. Chase duration, how long they chase you for. For example, the plasma ball thingy chases you for 1,800 frames. So if the game runs at 60 frames per second, that's like for 300 seconds or 5 minutes. Wait, 60... What am I talking about? 30 seconds, not 300. I apologize. Education has been wasted on me. 30 seconds, so half a minute, which is quite a long time, to be honest, when you're playing this like game of this speed. I think engineers is not supposed to be as tough. Like these plasma balls are like tougher than average enemies. As you can see, they have 200 health. So maybe it won't chase you down for 1,800 steps or 30 seconds, as we just established through a quick calculator usage. Maybe 1,200. Ice HP, this determines how fast they get frozen. Sure, 5. Oh yeah, there's more. At aggro radius, like how far away can they detect you and start aggroing you? I'm gonna put that as 100 pixels. This means in like a circle-shaped area. So like 100 pixels from anywhere within their line of sight. Attack radius, how far they need to be to attack you. 40 pixels. Speed, okay. This is another thing that I don't remember what this value actually stands for. I think it's like how many pixels it moves per frame. Let's see, I have the player speed written down here somewhere. Or probably in the player objects code. Yeah, speed walk, 2.5. So obviously I don't want any enemy in the game to be able to outrun, well, any basic enemy in the game to be able to outrun you just like that. Because that would be annoying, although that might change later. But these people should be fast enough. Well, let's give their speed to be 2. Wander distance doesn't apply here because they won't wander around by default. They'll just sit there. And that's it. Cool. Now to actually script. Again, this is game development. Like, this is the kind of stuff that... I'm not a professional game developer, but I would imagine game programmers, especially indie game programmers, do this kind of stuff. A lot of adjusting numbers and things like that. Yeah, this seems about right. So what this script does is, by default, it'll just spin the sprite around, as we saw. Whee! But should it notice me, unless there's like... Okay, first of all, we have to check that I, the player, exist in the game. Like, we haven't died or some bug hasn't deleted us from existence. Then we have to check, like, are we within the aggro range? Then we check if there's any collision objects in between, so that the enemy doesn't see me through walls, because that's really annoying as a player to, like, have the enemy spot me from a place where they logically shouldn't be able to. And if I don't have the ghost suit on. Then, if so, play the aggro sound, which I haven't recorded yet, so I guess it can be this by default. And make the target me and start chasing me. And since it's I want them to also chase the monsters if I'm not around, I'll need to expand this a little bit. Just like the security drone might sometimes shoot monsters, I will have this thing do the same. So I'll just copy paste this code here. A lot of copy pasting in this game development process, I've noticed. Oh, no, that doesn't. Oh, wait, yeah, it should happen actually. So, yeah, if every step they will first check if I'm there. If I'm not there within range, they will check if there's any monsters nearby. It will check the nearest monster and check if that's within the aggro radius and there's nothing in between. And then it will make that enemy object the target. Hooray, we completed our first state for this dude. What's next? Wander. Won't have that, so I guess it will kind of have the slime. Actually, let's put the drone wander as the default. We won't actually be in this state ever, so it doesn't matter. Chase. So what to do when it has spotted me and it starts to chase me? Again, pretty simple. It will just chase me around the map and try to shoot at me whenever I'm within shooting range, or melee me whenever I'm within melee range, but I haven't implemented that yet. So guard chase function. If there are any developers out there, you can chime in if you want, but I think this kind of looks like JavaScript to me. Like, as far as the syntax goes, you have the var, blah, blah, blah. I know JavaScript also is very heavily based on C, so it might be more close to that, but like with the function and var and all that kind of stuff, this does remind me of JavaScript, which makes me right at home because I'm pretty decent at that. Oh yeah, like I said, I'll try to have these streams every Sunday if possible, and also maybe some surprise streams on other days if I feel like it, but I've already set aside time for myself, like, okay, Sunday stream day, like phone calls, loved ones, emergencies, I don't care, no distractions. Dog need to pee? Well, use the cup I put there. I don't care. No, I'm just kidding. I take care of my dog. But unless there's a nuclear apocalypse going on, nothing will interrupt or stop me from doing this stream. I would hope so. I might do, well, yeah, Nuzlogs, like I said, or play some other games, or do some coding related stuff, or edit videos, or whatever in the streams, and people, if they are so inclined, can drop in and hang out in the chat. I always appreciate that, but I mean, even if that number over there would be 0, I'd still be streaming. Thank you. Thank you, Roma. Okay, so the chase, I guess I could have just used the Spitter's chase function because it's very similar. It will chase me for a certain amount of time and then go back to idle if the time is passed and I'm like far away enough. And if I come to with the spitter, I made it so that if by the spitter I mean the green dude, I have my own names for the monsters, but I guess I haven't actually set them, and I don't say it in the game itself, so it can be a bit confusing. Yeah, the green dude will try to run away from me if I come too close, and that's another lazy programmer hacks, because the targeting works a bit weirdly if the enemy is too close, so they can't actually hit me. So I made it so that they have to be at least 10 pixels away, and they will run away from me if I come too close. I think for this character I won't have it because they will have melee attack as well, so it should be okay. Then yeah, I will update the sprite to use the moving sprite. I will update the image index, which is the let me show you real quick, which is basically the frame of the sprite to be accurate. to the direction that they're walking in. For example, if they're chasing me and walking right, then they should use this here. I like the walking animation well enough, even though it's really simple. Like, it's really hard to make the legs, and some artists out there definitely will be able to do a better job than me, of course, but it's really hard to make the legs look like they're moving in like succession, like left, right, left, right. Now I'm just like very much repeating these frames. Like, it's just actually only 2 frames of animation for every direction. I'm just cycling these same 2 over and over again. I guess I could have just made this into 8 pictures and it would have been the same. With the player, I at least can be able to alternate the arms. I can show you that as well. Nope, not that one. Run. The art is actually also moving succession, like one after the other, so it looks a bit better. Like you said, a cute little waddle there. And it bounces around a lot in the box. But I think that actually looks better than if it was totally still, like totally centered all the time. I like the little wobbling animation it creates, unintentionally, but turns out sometimes the best ideas come by accident. Don't actually make me think of examples, because I don't have any right now. I'm sure somebody in chat will think of something. So yeah, then they will move the sprite towards the target X and Y coordinates. And they will do all kinds of calculations, like how far does it need to go or does it need to stop. A lot of this code has been based on, not all of it, obviously, I'm not a hack, but a lot of it has been based on the tutorials made by Sean Spalding on YouTube. He's like I guess a professional developer with GameMaker, or at least he seems like it. And he's done all the best tutorials for GameMaker Studio 2. And he taught me a lot about how to use it, so kudos to him for helping me get started with this. This has branched out a lot from his example, so a lot of the code is custom made and maybe not as clean. But this is really nice. So if the guard collides with something, let's say a wall, they would go into the navigate state, in which they will try to find a different path to me. And this is actually custom made by me, because GameMaker has a pathfinding script available, but it doesn't work, at least for me. Maybe I'm just too dumb. I just didn't figure out how to use it properly, but it just doesn't work. It works, but it doesn't actually take account the collisions, so it will just either go through them or just stop when it comes in contact with an obstacle, which is not what I want to have. I want the guard to be intelligently be able to go past obstacles, and I don't mean intelligently like literally, but more like give you the illusion of very basic intelligence. And yeah, then if they're close enough within the enemy attack radius, it shall go into the attack state, which is the next thing that I will implement. Yeah, I didn't have to change anything from the Spitters code almost. Fantastic. Now the state done. Okay, so guard, attack. I don't have the sprite available for the guard's bullets yet. I haven't made that, but for the purposes of this example, I think it can use the same bullets as basically like half of the enemies. So this one. I don't know if you can see it. Actually, yeah, you can kind of see it there in the corner. This plasma bullet-like thing. I don't know. It looks better in actual game and in motion, not as an enlarged example. Let's duplicate this into objective guard bullet. And then it'll just like do more damage, I guess, compared to the other ones. Where's the damage actually calculated? Oh yeah, it's hard-coded in. I don't use variables for this one. So, oh yeah, and I can't use the create event, unlike with other GameMaker objects with bullets, because the target is set after the thing is already created. And that would cause some problems. But yeah, let's see. This looks about right. I'm not explaining what every aspect of the code does. But yeah, this will not hurt the robots. Instead, it will only hurt the monsters because it's used by an enemy of the monsters, so to speak. So it's collision with an object that is P monster. Bullet damage, I guess it can be a bit higher. Let's say every shot will do 25 damage or plus a random range. So it'll do 25 to 30, actually 25 to 29 damage every time it hits you. Knockback 10, sure, it will throw you 10 pixels backwards or throw the monster 10 pixels backwards if it hits. And it will, if it does hit, the enemy that got hit will change its target to the nearest enemy 12, aka the guard. This can probably cause some problems in the actual game. Like, for example, if there are two guards very close by, one shoots a monster, and then it moves so that a different guard will be closer to the monster, then the monster will attack that guard that is closer and not the one that shot, which is kind of realistic in a way. So I don't mind that feature. Then, blah, blah, blah. The rest of this looks about right, so I will do damage, change the target, use the knockback effect to move the sprite a bit if it hits, and so on. And for the objective player, we'll do the same. Wait, except, yeah, for, it doesn't need the source because it's like, the player is controlled by us, not the AI, so it doesn't need the target attribute, but it does need this, basically, just to update damage. And what else? And same for this. Objective allies basically only has one child at the moment, which is the, P ally. The parent ally only has these blue balls right now, but that will change. I will have some other ally characters in the future. Guess I will just copy the, no. Copy this. So much similar looking code, it really causes some problems down the line with all this copy pasting. And the rest works already as it is. Good thing I've created so much already, so there's not really that much custom coding that I have to do. All right. So let's create the attack state for the dude. My guard dude. I need to drink water. Every time I talk for a long time, my voice just gets shut. I don't really talk that much in life as it is, you know. I'm not working in a customer service job at the moment, so there's no need really. A lot of communication in my work, fortunately, can be done through text, so. But I don't know how it is for you, you out there. I'm sure, like, working a customer service job during this corona time must be like hellish at times. I really like respect those who have done it through this whole year, especially in places where situation is worse than here in Finland. So hello. So yep, we will copy this also, just so we have to write less. And I will explain what this does in a bit. Yeah, this is not necessary. And this will be the attack sprite, which will be enemy 12. Okay, update direction. Use the same sound effect. Okay, then the only thing we need to do is have the decide how long should the enemy stop before they fire the gun. The green buff boy stops for 45 frames, so 3/4 of a second. But this one should be a bit tougher to handle, so it maybe for 1/3 of a second. We'll see how this actually looks like in practice. And then the cooldown should be shorter too, maybe half a second after it fires. And the rest should work on its own, I hope. So we're checking if target exists. If so, update the sprite, create the bullet object, update the direction, and so on. And then have a little cooldown. Let's see, can idle, chase, and attacker. I wonder if we could have it working. So let's boot up our test level, which right now I'm using to test the ally. But since it already works, let's... Well, we can leave the ally there to see how it matches up with our guard. Spoiler alert, it will probably win. It has more HP, more attack damage, and just more speed and everything. Here, and will it crash or will it run? Here's the question. If it will run, I will need to switch the window again. Very annoying. Oh yeah, and actually need to... This is another annoying thing. We'll need to change the starting room to our test every time I want to fire up test level. Okay, at least it's working. What will happen? Yep, as I made him do. Oh wait, sorry, I'm not showing the correct window. Just a sec. Going dark. Then game capture. And should be online. Okay, so what's happening right now is that the sprite is turning as it should, as we implemented it. 70% of its set frame rate. It's pretty slow, but it's roughly about like what I wanted it to be. Then when it comes close to me, yeah, it plays the aggro sound, but then it fails because local frame has not been set. Yep, it crashed. Very annoying that the crash message is not showing. I wonder if I could change this to actually show the desktop and not the actual window. Because I want you guys to see the full thing that I have to deal with. Display capture. Oh, well, yeah, that's... Oof. Okay, let's see. How does it look now? God, it's so powerful that it broke the game. Yeah, now you can actually see what's happening in my screen, so I don't have to keep switching it. I don't know how I'm gonna do like zooming and things like that, but so, I haven't done that so far, so fuck it. So yeah, the guard was missing an attribute, which was required for enemies that can actually have different directions. Local frame. Yep, local frame 0. Rookie mistake. There. And now let's see if it actually works like this. It should show whatever window is at the top. Yeah, seems... Yay! I just wanted to do that for no reason. Here's my ally friend. Okay, what will he do? Oh, yep. Holy crap, he is fast. He doesn't have the navigation AI wrote in yet, but holy shit. Okay, he got stuck. That's funny. So clearly this requires a bit more work. Also, okay, yeah, no. He's fucking mad. And he's also going the wrong way. And he cannot die because I don't have a death state for him. Ah, that's funny. So yeah, incomplete, but it's already doing like somewhat. When I went, did the attack state actually work? I didn't even see that. I was too concerned with the fact that he was facing the wrong way. Yeah, he's shooting. And they're even coming from the... I don't know how apparent it is, but it's actually coming from the rifle. Shoot me. Come on. Yep. Yeah, it's working. And he's really fast. I think I actually have to decrease the speed because this is way too frustrating to deal with. One of them is fine, but imagine there's like 10 of these running around all chasing you. Not fun. So, nerf guard. Enemy speed 1.6. Ah, this is so much better. I wish I would have figured out to use desktop capture before. Apart from showing that really annoying bar down there, the Windows bar, it's not even that distracting. Yeah, that's better. This is like close to what I imagined it to be like in my head. Yeah, I know. That collision thing is really annoying. But honestly, we could probably change that as well. Give it navigate state and have it just right now be the same as the spitter navigate. And yeah, now I should do something. What else did we need to change from the guards? Quote unquote AI. Yeah, obviously need to give it all like the death state and like what to do when it gets hurt, all that kind of stuff. I think it should work if I just use the same as the green buff boys. So spitter, hurt, spitter. Well, no, the death state needs to be specific because I like need to hard code in the dying object for it. I'll explain why later. But the others should be fine. Let's just write the death. What happens when they die? They go to hell, of course, naturally. But within the game's confines, guard die. I don't seem like a very good programmer because I'm copy-pasting a lot of code, but this has also been written by me, so it's okay. Yep, here it is. The death script. So what it does is change it to the death script, death sprite, which I haven't drawn yet. So again, I will have maybe have it like melt like the spitter. Here we go. And yeah, what we'll do is just make sure if it collides within walls, then, you know, just stop it. And then create a dying object for it. Because if it uses the same object as it has normally when it's dying, then that means if it is hit by a bullet when it's in this dying state, it will actually like take damage again and it will keep staying alive as long as you fire on it. Like especially with like really fast weapons like the flamethrower. It will just keep being stuck in the same state and it's really annoying gameplay wise, so of course I had to change that to make it so that it swaps the object. Oh, yeah, it swaps the object into something else that doesn't have any kind of collision detection, so the bullets will just go through. It's the same, I think Doom does it the same way. Like if the enemy is dying, it will change it into a different object, which is just thing that plays the animation for a few seconds before it dies. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think it should notice me a bit from further away. And it's still not very good at going around obstacles. But at least the direction is good. Yeah, it actually like does what I wanted. Like when it hits obstacle, it will speed up a bit. And then, yeah, try to go around it. Which is already more advanced than like what I'm able to do with most other enemies. Of course, I want the other enemies to be dumb on purpose, so I will like mostly make up for their lack of intellect with okay, friend, kill it. Yay! It works. Just uses the wrong sprite and everything, but you get the idea. Fantastic. Now we just need to do some minor adjustments. It's not dumb by any means. Like, it will have more complicated things that I think I have time to show one of them off, but the basic stuff is there. So you see what I have to do for every enemy in order for them to work in the game. Actually, yeah, let's do this fleeing thing also. So I want another thing that I want to use to convey that there. He can't turn into paste. That's right. Don't fuck with the plasma balls. Another thing that I want to use to show that this dude is actually like more intelligent than the monsters you face is to have them run if you use the grenade launcher. Like, run away from grenades. Because otherwise it would be so easy to just spam grenades and kill them all. But these guys will actually need to do something. And I think, and I'm not sure if this will work, but I think it should work, but just if I do a check if the grenade object exists in the game, then have them go into the fleeing state, which is just walk a few hundred pixels into a random direction for like a couple of seconds before going back to the default. I think, anyway. Also, yeah, aggro radius should be much bigger, and attack radius also 70 and 120 maybe. And these are pixels in this case. It's a bit hard to see, like if I would show like would introduce another program to this project and show them, okay, like here are the values, change them to make it better. They wouldn't know what they're looking at because there's no explanation to what these numbers mean until you actually like look through the code and analyze it. Maybe it should not be frozen so easily. Let's test that also. This level just uses some stock graphics. This test level, some stock graphics that I found, I think from a different Game Maker tutorial project, so it looks really ugly. But it serves like the purposes of my game. Okay, yeah, it notices me from far away. I want to have them say like stuff like with the Half-Life, that the Marines say when they notice you, just some basic like, or just some muffled gas mask lines. Or maybe it's like the Combine Soldiers from Half-Life 2. Oh no, don't kill him yet. I didn't even get to test my weapons. Good thing this relaunches pretty quickly. Oh yeah, and I actually don't need to relaunch every time because I made a custom key so I can just restart it with R. That's right. Whoa. Game changer. Anyway. Come on. Okay, this is the only corner he doesn't know how to navigate around, like. And this corner also. Okay, not the only one. Still requires work, but this one is fine. This one is fine. Yeah, it doesn't get stuck. Some glitching. And then how fast does it freeze? Pretty fast, but hey, it's not wearing its winter clothes. Almost this. I think some muffled grunts when they get hit or some radio clicking or bleeping noises when they spot you would work. Yeah, I agree. Like, that's exactly what I had in mind. Maybe like, I think these grunts should also have a bit more voices than the other monsters. Usually, the other monsters only have like one per state. Like, oh, it's spotted you. Oh, it's dying. Oh, it's getting hurt. And some don't even have like hurt noises because, you know, they're monsters. They don't care. Just makes me laugh when I see it melt into a puddle. But these ones should have a bit more just to show how like unique they are. Right now they don't do anything when I hit them with a grenade. Yep, just run into it like idiots. But let's say they're in the chase mode, and I put if instance exist objective. There's so many, not objectives, object. There's so many objects that I can't keep track. Launched grenade or launched grenade alt, which is the same, but it has a bigger explosion. Like it's like the alternate fire mode for that. If instance exists, object launched grenade, or instance exists object launched grenade Alt, come on. Autocomplete doesn't work. Guess I need to refresh this. Ah. Yeah, this is the last thing I'll do for this stream before calling it quits, but do it again next week. Then state equals enemy state flee. This should work. Why is it complaining? Syntax error. Great. Oh yeah. If statements also need to be like separated like this. And what is he complaining about now? Launch grenade only referenced once. Oh yeah. The actual object name has a underscore. When it changes red, that's how you will be able to know that it's actually a real thing and not just some random bullshit I invented. You should go in enemy state flee, which is using the spitter's fleeing code. I don't expect anyone to learn any actual programming for this just based on this. I just want to look. It's not really intended to be a tutorial. I can do a tutorial maybe at some point, but right now I'm just showing about my process. So yeah, it just chooses its... oh wait, yeah, it doesn't work like that. I need to specify the x2 and y2. And also the duration of like how long to flee. Good spot. There. Yeah, now we'll actually choose some random place. Just either minus 300 or plus 300, which means the x and y coordinates on the map to run to and go into the fleeing state for 90 frames, so 1.5 seconds. Actually, let's make that just 1 second. Will it work? And yeah, when this happens, I want them to also like say something like alert or like whatever, like just to show them like, hey, they notice that I'm shooting grenades at them. Okay. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah. Really annoying that they cannot navigate through that. Didn't work. And it totally ignored the grenade. What's going on? Wow. Guard so OP doesn't care about grenades, huh? That's weird. Like usually grenades, as you can see, they kill enemies pretty well, but something is happening here that I don't even know what. I'm getting a shit ton of error messages in the debug console also. What the hell? This has never happened before. Like, it takes so little damage. Because the grenade is calculated so that it creates a hitbox area, and then anything that comes within the range of the hitbox, be it the player, the allies, the enemies, like boxes, they will all be like affected somehow, like damaged or destroyed. But for some reason, it doesn't work on this scrappy little fella. Why is that? Instance exists just means is the object in the game or not? Because normally the grenades don't exist until you fire them. Just like in real life. But what it should do is that it should like... The guard should... Immediately as you fire, you should notice it. Which, yeah, come to think of it, it probably shouldn't be like that. It should be like after like half a second, or when the grenade is like a certain distance away, it should have that occur instead. I wonder if there's some other bug where the grenade doesn't do damage. Let's comment it out like this, so it will, the code will not execute, and see what happens. Or else I've created an enemy so powerful that nothing will destroy it. Yeah, no, it's definitely that code, because without it, it just dies like anything else. Oh yeah, this is the alternate fire is not activated yet. So, why is this like this? Enemy state flee. Did I have it? I might not have put it in there. I just want to do this thing before I call it quits for tonight. Enemy state flee equals spitter flee. And the spitter flee should have... Is grenade detection range limited? Like, they would also react to grenade that might be fired on the opposite side of the map? Oh yeah, that's a good point. Like, if I just code it like this, it would be exactly like you think. Like, just like you said, if I fire a grenade in one half of the map, the dudes would be able to... Well, actually, yeah, no, it's not like that, because I don't need to worry about the range in this case, because it will only happen if the guard is in the chase status. So if the guard's on the other side of the map, they would be in the idle status, so it would just stand around. So they don't care about it. So this code would only happen if they're chasing you. And I mean, they could be chasing you without being in your line of sight. So that could create situations where you're firing a grenade on one side of the wall and the enemy is still chasing you on the other side, and they would somehow be able to see the grenade. But maybe those are just what we call acceptable breaks from reality, that it's a game, it doesn't need to make sense so much. But yeah, I might be able to tune that later anyway. And I don't actually need to even check for instance exists. I could also check for... Yeah. I could also check, like, if the grenade is a certain amount of pixels away, then that would happen. Actually, let's do it like that instead. So if point distance, which is a built-in GameMaker function, objective launched grenade x, objective, oh wait, no, the first x should be x, y, which is the guard's xy coordinates, then objective launched grenade x, objective launched grenade y is smaller or equal to, I don't know, 100. Then do that. And I would have to do the same for the alt, but let's just try to see if this works and do the rest of the stuff off screen, because you don't need to see the whole process. Okay, but yeah, it still needs to check that it actually exists. There. So if it exists in the game and is within a certain range from you, from the guard, then go into flee mode. And I have to test the flee mode also with the spitter maybe to see if it's not bugged. Okay, and now it's working without crashing. Then, yeah, no, something weird with that. But that's one of those realities in game development. Like, sometimes it will just take an eternity to work. Like, I have a bug in this game right now that those buttons that you saw that open the doors when they're triggered, for some reason, if I save the game and then reload it, those buttons are just gone and you won't be able to complete the game. And this still works. Like, they will try to flee if I get too close. They don't know what to do, so I could technically do this forever. Oh, that works at least. The guards actually kill the monsters like I wanted them to. That's amazing. And then they go into the wonder state, which is what they shouldn't do, but whatever. It's kind of funny. Oh yeah, that's if they weren't chasing me, they should only work in the chase mode. Yep, weird shit. Oh hey. This is very entertaining though, watching them beat the shit out of each other. Always a pleasure. Oh well. Guardman just doesn't fear the nades, exactly, like, they've been trained for this. The grenade's range is crazy. I know I have some kind of limit there, but I forgot exactly how much it is. Yeah, that's the one. And yeah, I can kill myself with it. Logically. Oh well. This is something we'll fix later. For now, I think... I know that wasn't the full 2 hours yet, but it's been a while since I talked so much in one go, and my voice is shut. Ah yes, I remember when I went to grenade tolerance training in the academy. Hey, that training clearly paid off. Just for this situation. If a grenade comes at you, just really flex your muscles so you'll do less damage to you. Alright, thank you very much for watching. I'll make a archive of this available somewhere, maybe YouTube. And see you again next week for some more game development or whatever I choose to run at that particular time. Thank you so much. And see ya.